give you an impression of the city Doha in Qatar. Enjoy. It's me, Jacques, reporting for you. Yeah, Doha, here we come. But Worldcup Soccer, yes, Worldcup Soccer 2022. Haha, watching the Thai television, the Dutch soccer first game in the tournament. Yeah, we're watching here on the television at home. Chiang Mai Thai video vlog reporting from Doha. Yes, in Holland the subject is controversial because it's in Qatar, and the human rights in Qatar, they are not the best because of the gay people. You're not allowed to be Louis van Gaal. You're not allowed to be gay. You cannot walk hand in hand with your boyfriend or your girlfriend if you are at the same gender. Yeah, and then the people building the stadium, there were some people that died during the building because yes, it's not the best country to be a builder. That's why it's controversial. Yeah, the Qatar, they are not that trustful. They say you can drink beer, although we're Islamic, you can drink beer, and then 2 days before the tournament they say you cannot drink beer in the stadiums. To drink beer outside the stadiums. Personally, I think Qatar is not your first choice to have your tournament like this, and normally it will be a big country and the stadiums will be in different cities all around the country. Here Qatar is just a small country and all the 10 stadiums are in the same city. They are all in Doha. Yeah, they are all in Doha, and I learned there are more seats in the stadium than there are living people in Doha. Now we're watching the Dutch game, the first Dutch game, because the Dutch team will be world champion, because we have Louis van Gaal, our famous Dutch soccer trainer, football trainer. And yeah, we're talking about Qatar, and we want to show you some views of Qatar. How do I remember Qatar? Because yes, I don't care about human rights. So I have been to Qatar several times and I have spent hours in Qatar because I like Arabic people and I like the culture. You can see here what my experience in Qatar a few years ago. Enjoy. Chiang Mai Thai video vlog reporting from Doha. Give you an impression of the city Doha in Qatar. Enjoy. March 2018, 4 years ago, it was the first time I went to Doha, Qatar. Here you see my impressions of Doha. We're at the waterfront near the Islamic Museum. I went out there to visit the city because I had a transfer time of 20 hours. Yes, it was my own mistake. I booked 2 flights. I booked a flight from Amsterdam to Doha, Qatar, and a flight from Doha, Qatar to Chiang Mai with 20 hours difference. Yes, I made a mistake while booking, and I made a mistake twice because when in the return flight from Chiang Mai back home, I make the same mistake, another 20 hours. So I spent 2 days in Qatar, in Doha. These are views from the first day. Yes, I slept outside the airport in an airport lounge because I wanted to go outside. I wanted to smoke and the only place to smoke was outside. So I went outside. Then I didn't want to go inside again. I slept at the airport lounge in a big chair, and the next morning I took the bus. I just took a bus. I bought a bus ticket, took a bus, and the bus driver said, "Oh, you should go to the Islamic Museum here, the National Museum." Here we are inside the museum. It was free. The entrance was free. Great art. ancient art, very old artifacts. It was very nice to see. So the entrance was free, and the beverage, the coffee and the sandwich, it was not that expensive. Yes, it was very nice to be in the Museum of Islamic Art in Doha, Qatar. Here we are outside in the park around the museum. The grass is green, yes, it's real grass, and it will take a lot of maintenance to keep it as green as this. So I was out in Qatar on my own. Here you see the view of the waterfront, and then we'll see the skyline at the other end of the bay. It's a little bit hazy, you cannot see it that well. Here the skyline of Doha city, the other side of the bay. We didn't go that far, not this time. Second time we took the bus, the touristic bus here, with the comment of the guide.
It's not rush hour yet, so it's not traffic. On our way to the city proper. Ladies and gentlemen, what is your impression of Qatar? Do you have any impressions about this country?
A lot of sand. So this tour guide will tell us everything we see here just outside the airport with the landscapes. He tells us we won't see any sand dunes because the sand dunes are outside the city, and the desert tour, it was cancelled. I wanted to do the desert tour because this tour I've done already on my own, going out to the city. Here we are going from the airport to the city Doha. At the airport, outside the airport, there was nothing. There was only a lounge where I could lounge. I did sleep at the lounge, but there was no shopping or bars and cafes. It's not the same like on Schiphol airport. You have Schiphol Plaza. I was expecting a plaza at Doha airport, but there wasn't. The airport is 10 minutes, 15 minutes from the city. Here we're heading to the city. You see the landscape with a lot of palm trees, and yeah, they took a lot of effort to keep the grass green because the environment, the temperature is not the best for the grass. But soon we will see the city. If you want to hear everything what the guide is telling us, you can look back. You can look back to Chiang Mai Thai video vlog somewhere in the first season. Okay, I will give you a link in the right upper corner, and there's the video with the comment, with the guide, what the guide is telling us about Doha, about the business center. We're soon heading for the business center. It is a very luxurious country. They have a lot of money to spend. That's because of the oil and the gas they found in their region, and now they're selling the liquid natural gas to Europe. They make big profits, and that's why they want to be friends with Europe, and they have to be friends with the FIFA. But of course it's not a soccer nation. It's not a soccer nation. It's not the first place you think of to have a Worldcup Soccer. The guide will tell about the stadiums they were built. They were building this several years ago. I don't think she told us that the workers on the stadium had a dreadful work environment. I don't think they told us that. They told us that every stadium has air conditioning, although it's open. Yes, because energy is no problem in Qatar. Here we are at a harbor near the Islamic Museum you saw before. I went there by myself, but now we're passing by. We're only passing by with the bus, and you see the traditional boats outside. It is very extraordinary. I'm wondering, are they still in use or only for show? That's not told. Here you see the luxurious business section of Doha city. So they shit money over there. Yeah, they are very rich, and I was expecting the beverage, coffee or Fanta or whatever, and sausage. It wasn't pig, no, the beef sausage. They would be expensive too, but no, there was normal prices. Yes, I did sit at the waterfront in the park, and I had my Fanta. Yeah, there was no beer. The only beer you could buy is in big hotels and at the airport. At the airport there were airport prices, so at the airport the beer was expensive. But I did found a lounge, Grand Compier, where they sell beer. I saw an Arabic man in full costume with the cloth. He was drinking an Heineken, so I can drink a Heineken too. Yes, it was an expensive beer, but every beer at every airport will be expensive, even in China. Yes, I've been to China. After this trip I went to China, Chengdu and Shanghai, because if it's about me, if it's about my traveling costs, I don't mind the human rights. And in China they don't care about human rights too, and they already know about COVID because they already were checking for the temperature even before the pandemic, so they were aware what's coming. But for me it's not a problem. I don't care. Yeah, 2-0, the 2 against the Holland wins. Holland wins, of course. And now here at home we're enjoying the Dutch football players against Senegal. We should see it in a bar, in the Wild Boar, for example. The Wild Boar is some kind of sports cafe, and they have the big screen showing the football. It's 5 o'clock, 6:30 in the Netherlands. People are still working, and they try to watch online, but watching online is not that easy. Here I can watch it on the television at home. It's evening. I should drink a beer with it, but I'm limited in my intake, and I don't go out to the Wild Boar because I'm limited in my walking. You just saw my impression of Qatar. How did I experience Qatar several years ago? Depending how far the Dutch team will come in the tournament, we have a follow-up of this video. Thank you for watching. Just like and subscribe, and I see you later. I see you later.